Welcome back. We're in Module 5 now, our last module, which is about action planning. Action planning is about taking those goals and developing a specific plan which has 6 steps in it so that you can achieve that goal. And of course, we want to achieve those goals because then we get to live the dreams and leave that legacy. So join me now as we start that process of action planning out those goals we've set. Module 5, Action Planning. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action plans. Confucius. In Module 5, Action Planning, I want to discuss with you the importance of action plans, take a look at the 6 steps that make up an effective action plan, do some action planning with you around those goals you selected across the 4 life strategy quadrants, and complete an exercise where you develop an action plan to be able to achieve your goals and live your dreams. The importance of action plans. Any major goal you want to achieve in life will have a lot of important detailed steps to make it happen. Great action plans also address support networks and setback plans. For the endless summer surfer, there's the raising of money, organisation of travel, having technology to stay in touch with loved ones, and planning for unforeseen events. Think about the goals you've just set and prioritised. What details do you need to plan? What support networks do you need to have in place? And what setbacks do you need to be prepared for? Have a look at that image on your screen now. It's that old style map of the world with a compass. For me, this represents the detail and the vastness of all the opportunities and issues we have to consider when we are organising ourselves around identifying the specific strategies that are necessary to achieve our goals. Stop for a moment and think about each of those areas of your life, those goals that you've set, and start to engage in that mapping exercise of all the bits and pieces that have to come together so that you can achieve your goals. The importance of action plans, part 2. What are they and why are they important? An action plan is different from most other plans that we have in that it has built-in deliverables with deadlines. An action plan sets in motion the steps needed to achieve your goals. I also want you to note that action plans are goal-specific. That is, they are solely focused on achieving a particular goal as opposed to general plans and ideas about life. Effective action plans, 6 steps. As you can see, there are 6 steps to an effective action plan. Defining a specific goal, listing all the strategies and steps involved, identifying the resources and the timelines, developing support networks needed for the goal, and planning ahead for any setbacks. Let's take a look at each of these 6. Step 1, the specific goals. Obviously, the important part here is being able to write down a specific goal and note also if it is a stretch goal. At this point, the common mistake is to write down something that's more of a dream, vision, or even legacy rather than something specific as a goal. Step 2, strategies. These are the specific steps needed to achieve the goal. And in this part, you want to write down the various different activities and strategies needed to achieve the goal. Step 3 is resources. And for resources, some people think about purely money, having enough money to do whatever it is I need to achieve my goal. But resources are much bigger than that. Generally, the most important resource is time. Money is obviously there. Think about people that might need to help out and other resources and note those down. Step 4 is about timelines. This is about due dates which help us be accountable as well as understand if there's slippages in our action plan because we've missed certain dates in our timeline. Step 5 is about support networks. And in effective action plans, we need to note family, friends, colleagues, mentors, or paid professionals who we might need to engage with on specific issues, as well as accountability relevant to our goals. Support networks are very important, but are often built up over a lengthy period of time and can be formal or informal in nature. One thing many of us underestimate is that establishing the right group of friends, mentors, or professionals may not always be easy to do. And sometimes establishing your support network in your action plan can become a major goal in its own right, requiring a sub-plan or subsequent action plan just to get the support network right. Step 6 is about setback plans. Again, one of the secrets of success of an effective action plan. And setbacks are obviously delays or disruptions we might experience in achieving our goals as a result of unforeseen or unplanned circumstances. And they can include environmental issues, family and friends that may cause problems and setbacks, political and security issues, personal injury, and financial issues. It's important to be able to understand what kind of setbacks might occur in your action plan regarding the goal that you're focused on. It's also important to have contingency plans, and these are pre-prepared action plans ready to implement in the event of a range of possible adverse events occurring. It's also important to have contingency measures, and that is organise additional resources such as money, medicine, transport, insurance, and security that might need to be organised should they be required. Now that we've had a look at those 6 key ingredients of an effective action plan, let's start action planning in each of the 4 quadrants of our life. Firstly, let's think about play. Have a look at the goal you've identified in your life for play. Having selected that goal, let's start to develop an action plan now to achieve this. What you can see on the screen is an example action plan with the specific goal, strategies, resources, timeline, support network, and setback plans that I've selected. What play goal are you going to select, and what action planning steps are you going to need to take? Let's have a look at the life quadrant of work. What goals have you identified there, and which one have you selected that you need to develop an action plan for? The example on the screen you can see is a stretch goal for me, and you can see the strategies, resources, timelines, support networks, and setback plans that I've had to develop in order to action plan out achieving this stretch goal in my work life. What work goal did you select, and what are the action planning steps to take? Let's have a look at the life quadrant of relationships. Thinking about the goals that you had in your relationship, what is the goal you've selected now to action plan for? As you can see, the goal I selected was to begin dating again. And you can see the strategies, resources, timelines, support networks, and setback plans that I've developed to action plan out my goal in my relationship. What relationship goal are you selecting, and what are the action planning steps you need to take? Finally, the life quadrant of family and friends. Have a look at the goals that you've organised regarding your life dreams for your family and friends. Which goal are you selecting to develop an action plan for to achieve? As you can see, when it comes to family and friends, I've selected a goal of organising weekly dinners with my extended family. And you can see the strategies, resources, timelines, support networks, and setback plans I've developed to achieve this goal. What family and friends goal did you select, and what are the action planning steps you need to take? Exercise, action planning. Take some time now looking at your worksheets to complete a detailed action plan for each of those goals that you've selected from your dreams and legacy for each of the 4 life quadrants. For play, write down that specific goal that you want to focus on. Now, have a look at the strategies, resources, timelines, support networks, and setback plans that you need to develop so that you can achieve that goal in play. Complete the same exercise with work, relationship, and family and friends. Note, this part of our program may take a bit of time. Welcome back. How did you go with that exercise about action planning for your endless summer life strategy? Action planning is where all the detail occurs, and it can be a frustrating time. As a life coach working with clients in the middle of action planning, this is the point where they give up or decide to come back to it later, or decide that there are certain bits of the puzzle they don't fully understand, so they just put it aside. I hope that's not you, and I hope that you've been able to work the details through. If there are bits and pieces that still need to be developed in your action plan, make a note of that. Tell a friend, be accountable, but make sure you finish off that action plan for each of those areas of your life quadrants. Because having a detailed action plan for those 4 life quadrant areas means you're more likely to live a fulfilling life across all 4 areas of your life. Let's take a look now at my completed action plan, which is on your screen. As you can see, in the life quadrant of play, I chose a stretch goal, the specific goal of climbing 3 different K mountains in the world, all in the same year. The strategies I had to develop were in the areas of fitness, had to research and also recruit friends to join me on that adventure. Resources, there were significant amounts of money that needed to be raised, time off work, and a lot of things I had to understand about travel, visas and restrictions and permits. Timelines were critical, and you can see some of the summer season, winter season variations for each mountain, and support networks and setback plans. There was a lot of detail there. If you have a look at my action plan around work, that was to become a partner in a company that helps people and makes a difference. You can see in the strategies, there are a lot of detailed strategies there about attendance at meetings, networking, bringing in work, and completing my KPIs, my key performance indicators. Lots of specified resources I needed to bring to the table, timeline detail, support networks, including informal and formal mentors and professionals and friends, and setback plans to manage my career progression. The third area, relationships. Again, you can see action planning all the way through there with my goal of beginning dating again. From strategies to seeking advice from friends about my strengths and weaknesses, to signing up a website, to starting that process of going on coffees and meeting people. Resources are there, timelines are there, and support networks and setback plans, again, critical for success with a goal like that. Lastly, that 4th life quadrant area of family and friends, you can see a specific goal there around holding weekly dinners with the extended family. It might sound like a simple goal, but the discipline of doing that consistently is indeed a big goal for me. Strategies are around talking to people, getting it in the diary, organising food and the venue, and just getting started. Resources are pretty straightforward there. Timelines are important so we don't skip or miss these regular dinners. And support networks and setback plans have also been covered off as well. Having completed an action plan, we need to again cross-check, and that is stop and ask ourselves the questions. And now that we're going to invest all of this time and energy in the detail of achieving these goals through this action plan, are we sure that this goal is going to lead towards living out our life dreams? And are we sure that these life dreams will connect to our legacy? Have a look again at your action plan and ask yourself the question, for each of those life quadrants, are the goals that I'm going to action plan consistent with the dreams in life I'm pursuing? And in fulfilling those dreams, will I leave the positive legacy that I seek to? By cross-checking your action plans with your goals, dreams, and legacy, you are well and truly on the way to implementing the plan that you need to live the endless summer.